Welcome to the Shadow Drop, where I play random levels and not tell a single person about it because I just play these for fun.
'Cause it's funny.
But the level I decided to do next is Super Probably level by Alkali. This level is insane. This level is ridiculously learny and really difficult. There are just so many fakes, invisible stuff everywhere. This is pretty much an example of an invisible level, but instead it's just decorated with colored blocks and spikes. So it's technically not invisible, but like the actual layout of it is just not there. But this level is ridiculously fun, but it is just so unbelievably hard the further you go in the level. I have learned the whole thing. It didn't take too long, which is again something that's always happened when I play memory levels. That is not where you want to go. But there's just so much about this level for not just my past, but like for the history of it itself. It's just so unreal about like what happened with this level and whatnot. Where's the block? Like this level is just an example of just straight up impossible gameplay, not knowing how hard it is because the gameplay is just pretty much invisible. There's just so many impossible clicks that you just have to learn and get down, and you have no idea how to like pull through it for just how ridiculously hard this level is. Even like the best players of all time just literally thought that this level was just the hardest thing in the entire game. And who knows whether or not that's true. The reason why it's impossible to judge is because this is still pretty much a memory level. I'm sure the layout itself is probably just as hard. But progress can just like come quick out of nowhere. Like that's just pretty much how this level works. You get far and anything could just happen. I really have no idea what the hardest part is. Most of the time it's just very second half carried. Most of the time, the 30s are just ridiculously impossible if you just don't know where to go. Or, the most likely case scenario for probably everyone that's played this level, the ending is impossible. The ending of the level has the hardest clicks ever. One of the good things, and I hope that sticks with me when I play this, is that the ending is by far my favorite part of the whole level. The climax is great, the gameplay is amazing. Even if it's like the hardest gameplay in the world, I think the ending is just such a great conclusion, and that's what I've always found in these types of levels. If an ending's great, then you know it's gonna be so great. Get in there. But yeah, this shadow drop thing that I'm gonna be doing a lot, I have no idea how it's going to work. But there are just some levels that feel like would not be expected from anyone, especially from me. Like, I haven't expected to play Super Probably level, but would it make sense? I mean, probably. If I want to do all of Alkali's levels, it's probably a high chance that I would do Super Probably level, but no one would know that. It's really difficult to figure out how much I can play, since this level's very grindy and also very flashy. If that muscle memory doesn't kick in, then it's gonna be a long while.
Hello, what are you guys up to?
Not really. Not really much. I'm just browsing.
I mean, not really.
Oh.
41! Oh, I love joking around with you guys.
Oh man, I hit the red orb, bro. I thought I hit the orb. I was probably gonna use the wrong key anyways. My brain wasn't thinking like, oh, I hit the orb, so I gotta switch, but then I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna do it. So I just failed at the orb before the dash orb.
I'm going to go for now.
Goodbye. So, Will, I wanted to talk to you. I
beat it.
remember. Oh, nice.
I'm the 78th victor of this? People play this level?
Yeah, it's like an extreme grinder level.
Ah, that jump's really weird. I went too late. What a surprise. Let's go. Got to the second drop. That was an insane first run. I did the red part first try. That part is impossible. But that's good. That's great. No, that was early. I thought that was good. I hate that part. I buffered it though. Oh my god, that click is so infuriating. Nope, I clicked so early. There was like no chance that I was gonna get anywhere after that. Oh my god. I guess so far for the rest of like the sessions for today, my goal at least is to get an attempt at the 90s. Yeah, there's a slope here. That's why. Nope. Really, bro? I clicked so early because I clicked so early on a different click. So that's why I couldn't make it. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was so close. I clicked too early on the blue orb. It's so annoying. That late blue orb is so unbelievably hard. I thought I was just gonna get to here or something. Holy crap. See, it gets so much better after you understand what you failed to in the 60s. Because you can get there more often than you think. I thought I was just gonna fail like the first or second click in the 90s. Because that looked horrible. I mean, it was either that or I was just gonna fail at 98. I mean, I think that's just probably gonna happen. I hate the think part, man. Ugh. Oh my god, my fingers were literally not working that attempt, man. I tried clicking, but it just wouldn't let me. I was like, oh no. Good first drop attempt, I'll say.
I can't believe EVW beat Sync. That's like one of those like least EVW level.
Dude, I can't believe who Sync. Wrong level.
I don't know why I thought that was real for a long period
You
of time.
thought that was real?
That's like the funniest.
I hate
one of
Zeronio so
Zeronio-
much.
He made like a whole thumbnail for it. That shit was so funny.
I hate this part.
Freddy, look at this f***ing dual strat that Collab found.
So does the wave just go a completely different route? Huh.
The way that Collab explained it makes it like very consistent because you're always clicking like right before the blocks, so like you get the right lineup.
Dang, that looks harder, but wow, it looks better. Wow. Like, see what I... Can't even do it anymore, bro. I always have to get unlucky in these fucking levels. I'm not even close to done, probably, and now I'm making it worse for myself. That's literally why I'm thinking about that right now. Oh my god, no way, holy crap, oh my god, that was so big on the clutches, oh my god, yes, let's go, yes, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh my god, Freddy beat super probably level.
oh my god, yes, oh my god, let's go, what the oh my god, dude. Super probably level by Alkali. What an interesting experience this was. This is probably one of the most intimidating extremes that I've played, and that says a lot when I've done so many other learny levels. What makes Super Probably level so hard is that there's just so much going on, and it's so hard to process everything that is thrown at your face when you play this level. There are invisible orbs, invisible spikes everywhere. It is very trolly. It is super carried by memory. And there are so many times that if you don't do them correctly, you are set for failure. I never planned for this to happen, but once I did a practice run, it really shows that I can't do memory levels at a fast pace. Mostly just the learning process. And surprisingly enough, this level does get consistent. There are so many ways that you could try to learn this level to find a consistent strategy when you look around for objects or whatnot to give you a visual cue or maybe a sound cue, but I wouldn't rely on that too much. But needless to say, over time when I kept playing this level, I found more ways to find a consistent solution to not struggle at so many parts. I mean, there were some struggles. I had a hard time trying to get to the harder sections in the level, which is definitely the drop. I think 60 to 100 is one of the hardest parts that it takes a lot of effort to get very consistent with, and to even do that run in general. But I gotta say, even if it was super hard, this was probably one of the most fun extremes that I've played in a long time. This is definitely up there with one of my favorite levels gameplay-wise. It is such a fun time. And I just love the crazy ideas behind the level. It is an inspiration to another memory level called Totally Legit level. I am not going to complete that, by the way. But from like song representation and all the ideas that Totally Legit level has, I feel like it's a big upgrade and it feels like its own special level, even if it's a massive inspiration from it, which I think is really cool. I definitely got a lot better playing this level near the very end, which is very obvious. The only part that I didn't like is somehow one of the parts that was easy when you start practicing it for the first time, and that's the sync part, or the click to the music part. That does not sync. That is a big lie. Most of the orbs are placed in a weird way that if you don't click them properly, you'll just fail. And that's pretty bad. It is heavily reliant to use the music for this part, but when you learn it for the first time, you are not going to understand when you have to click and when it can get consistent, because most of the time it probably won't get consistent. I only failed at the sync part like 4 times from 0, but regardless of that, I do not like that part, and especially when it's a build-up for one of the hardest parts of the level, that's just very disappointing to see. And it sometimes made me worried, since if I wouldn't get to the drop, then it probably would have taken much longer, considering how difficult the drop is. Even if it's the most played part, I'm not kidding. I did 60 to 100 a good amount of times. And not only that, 90 to 100, which is probably by far the hardest part in the whole level, I was struggling trying to get that run consistently, and it never worked out. And I've done that run 100 times probably. It is still one of the hardest parts in this entire level, and there's no denying that. But even for how hard it is still one of my favorite conclusions to any level. I love the ending to it. Even if it's the hardest thing ever, I just love the gameplay so much. It is super satisfying. The last 3 jumps are insanely nerve-wracking, considering the last jump is just... I mean, there's no way to describe the last jump. It either works or it doesn't. You can't click super late, because if you do, you'll just hit the top spike, which is so weird. But if you don't click late enough, then you'll just be too early. And sometimes, even if you look at the visuals for the blocks, sometimes it won't look the same when you do the jump. So it just really shows how impossible the last jump is, and that's insane for a final click in the level. And I cannot believe that I didn't fail there from 0. I was hoping, and luckily it worked out, but it would have not been surprising to fail there at all. But only 190 fail being 96, holy crap. That is honestly insane to have. It is definitely the most Brandon Larkin experience since he only got 190 fail, which is 98, and that was literally it. And he beat the level super fast right after that, which is incredible. But it really does go to show how consistent this level is. I was not getting super consistent at the first half. I probably would have. It's just that I kept feeling that so many stupid clicks that I've already practiced so many times, and I'm just like, okay, why am I struggling at this part? But I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Super Probably level. I would only recommend playing this. I mean, I would recommend this to anyone, but I would only recommend this if you're comfortable playing this level for the way it is, since I would never want to recommend a flashy level to someone, since that's not the best thing to pretty much play for long periods of time. But if you play something like Killbot or Goner, I think both of those levels are a little bit worse to look at than Super Probably level. Maybe not Goner, but around that range, if you're able to watch both of those levels fine without any problems, then yes, I would 100% recommend Super Probably level. Because even for how intimidating it is, I don't think this level is that hard as people say. I definitely think that after the crazy underrated stuff, it definitely was underrated when it got placed, but looking at it now, it is so overrated in difficulty. I think it's definitely a bit harder than Black Blizzard, but there is no way it could be any harder than that. It is much easier than Chromatic Haze, Paroxysm, Killbot. I can't find any reason to see why Super Probably level would be above those. That's just what I think. I don't think it's that hard. It is really overrated. Can't say that a level that's super consistent could be harder than a level that's probably not as consistent. But besides that, this is still an amazing level, and I'm really glad that I finally gave this a go. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss anything new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.